Hi, I'm Adam of Strange Tribes. This is Baron Helmut Zemo. We're here for a deck tech. So I actually made this deck in Xmas 2025, right after it was spoiled. And I even got a custom print done a good 5 months before release. I've had a bit of time to play with this deck in between kitchen tables, F&M and Brawl. This deck is stupid powerful. You can win on turn 4 regularly, and a turn 2 is possible, but it's mostly just as soon as Zemo swings. There's the potential for the game to all be over. I was a little shocked playtesting as I'd created a monster. You may want to power this down or add in as much protection as you can get away with. Zemo is not a Devotion to Black deck, it just looks like it from the list. He's Black Chroma, and he likes all the big scary stuff in the graveyard. Zemo connives when you play a black card from hand, which is you draw, then discard, and if you discard a non-land, it gets a 1/1 counter. This ability is insane and it's so much better than it looks. When he attacks, he can boast, exiling 15 pips of black from your graveyard and casting three of those spells for free. Now there's a bit of weirdness of what does and doesn't count for pips. Subcards and back faces don't count, neither do abilities, but mana values do, even on fully split cards. The game plan is basically be a small bean and count to 15. The deck is basically split in two. There's low CMC cards, which you cast either after Zemo lands, or occasionally just before, at high risk. These let you connive big cards from your hand into the graveyard, and hopefully fill them up a little too. Then there's the high CMC, high black pip value cards, which ideally do truly awful things to your opponents. These are the primary fuel, both helping you hit 15 and winning once you do. In the low category, we've got things like Dark Ritual, Overlord of the Belmerk, Stitcher Supplier, Ripples of Undeath, and Undead Butler. These all fill the graveyard, and there's a good argument of casting these on turn 2. We have Gravecrawler and his friends. These all show up later. We have Entomb, Skimming Symmetry, Wishclaw's Talisman, Warlock class, Sign on Blood, and Buried Alive. These are all pretty good for just after Zemo lands, usually a turn 4. Buried Alive is close to a 1-card combo here, and it should be the first thing cut for power if you want to reduce down. One with Nothing is my favourite bit of spice here. It's actually playable, it's actually good. You can bait out counter spells and play around it because no one expects 1 mana discard my hand, 12 pips in the graveyard. There's a couple of non-black artifacts which are also good enough to play, like Out of Dementia, Mesmeric Orb, and possibly Lightning Greaves. However, you don't connive off these, you don't get any pips off them, so be careful. In the big category, we've got Doomsday Excruciator, Thysis, Bloodletter of Akhlazots, Invoke Despair, Shard of the Nightbringer, Temporal Extortion, Army of the Damned, Profane Transfusion, Valgavoth, Breach the Multiverse, Frection Obliterator, and Zodiac, Unbrought God. You may have spotted some combos here already. Bloodletter plus Temporal Extortion is an extra turn or a dead player. Bloodletter plus Shard of the Nightbringer is a dead player, possibly more, with Profane Transfusion. Doomsday Excruciator, Breach the Multiverse, kills the whole table, and aiming for the mill kill with Excruciator is honestly the easiest, most reliable. You can also aim for the mill kill with Excruciator and Out of Dementia or Mesmeric Orb, or a number of other options. We've got some extra draw and removal and some of the Devotion to Black package. I'm sure you can imagine them. There's one spicy thing that we add, the sibsig ceremony. This is very high risk, as Zemo isn't immune to it, but high risk is a black quirk, right? Gravecrawler, Acererak, and Ozox will let you recast a spell for a single black pip when sibsig's out. This means you can do a lot of conniving, you can fill the graveyard real easy, and you can also go very wide with a Border Zombies. And also this gives you an out in the case where Zemo's already been killed 2 or 3 times, which certainly happens because he's close to kill on sight. No, he's kill on sight. Finally, some notes in the land space. NBFCs are great, even Zoth Conscription here does 2 pips in a pinch, and Shizo Death's Storehouse gives Zemo some evasion. Not that he needs it all that much. All the big mana ramp stuff is here too if you want it. This is a very fun deck to play, very easy to mess up, high power level, solid bracket 4. And it's very killable too. If you murder Zemo on curve, everything stays fairly safe, and this will happen anytime you play this on Arena. In person, a little bit scarier. Anyway, that's the deck. And welcome to my first video.